Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Shannon, and I am here this morning to walk through starting up Prezi for the very first time. If you are new to Prezis, you have the option of either going through tutorials that already exist. There's plenty of them that are out there that people have spent a lot of time setting up, making sure they explain in detail certain steps that are important, but certain steps that are also helpful. Mine might not be as great, but it is with someone you know. So if you want to follow me, I will take you on a little tour here. So the first thing that you're going to do, you can open it up in any browser, is type in the web address. So just prezi.com. With any presentation tool, pretty much if you type in the web address, animoto.com, emaze.com, prezi.com, you'll be taken to it. I already have an account, so when I get to the screen, it shows different Prezis that I have. If you do not have an account, you will be prompted to set up an account. It just requires an email address. For the free accounts, there are some warnings that I just want to let you know. They are public. In order to have a private one, you would have to upgrade to a pro one. The public one should be okay, though. I mean, just keep that in mind when you're sharing information, especially about students, for instance. You don't want too many details with that. Okay, so here we go. Hopefully you've had a chance to set it up. You can pause it if you need a few more seconds. So if I am going to start a new Prezi, I go right here. You'll be prompted to choose a template or a layout. You can build your own if you're creative. I suggest starting with one that's already made. It will be a little bit easier. And then once you become familiar with the steps, go ahead and work on a different one. So these are just the latest ones. If you scroll through, there's quite a few templates. I'm going to go with explaining a topic, since we're explaining how to use Prezi. Use template. And voila. If I want to customize the back of it, like the colors or the themes or the writing, I can do that by clicking on Customize. Now on the left, you should notice it sort of looks familiar to a PowerPoint where you have your slides right here. Instead of inserting slides, though, you will be inserting frames. You use everything with frames, not slides here. So what you can do is I'm going to close out the Customize. Come on. Oh, I might have to pin this to the back here. Whoops. There we go. If you go to number 1, you can click to zoom to this path point. This is just the opening one. 2 will take you to the main frame. You can click on the left or you can click on the frame itself. It will take you there. Once you're in it, just click on the writing. Oops, double click on the writing. If you single click, you can then click edit text. Prezi introduction. Starting Prezi for the first time. If I do not like where the text boxes are, anytime you click in anywhere on this, you can just start typing. If you want to change the size, color, you can do that. Now, the one thing is if you want something to be on the next line in a different size, you actually will click a different text box, because when you change the font, you change everything inside that text box. So if I want smaller writing, I just clicked underneath it. Okay, I wanted them to be a little bit closer, so I'll click on it and I'll move it up. Now, the cool thing is, look at that dotted line on the left. It will help you line it up. So if you're trying to get them in line, that little dotted line will come up. And that's how you insert text. Now, to scroll out or to scroll in, to get a little closer, you can just move your cursor, your mouse up. I'm scrolling out and so forth. So instead of, as I said, clicking on the frame you want, you can also click on the circular part. It will highlight the square, zoom to frame. When you're done with one frame, move on to the next. Now notice you can add frames within frames. So I could do the same thing here. I could start typing. Now let's say there's something else. I want to zoom someplace else. I'm talking all about typing. And I'm talking about fonts. And I want to go in and actually create, and I describe what a font is and the color of the font, but I want to show some examples in a new frame. Well, I can add new frames to wherever I am. A circle frame will be a main frame like this. And then you can add brackets within it, a rectangular one, or an invisible one. I often use brackets. Makes it easy to see that it's there. Sometimes, especially with videos, I might do an invisible one. Notice that if I'm in a frame and I insert a frame within a frame, look how it automatically places it next in line along the path. That makes it very helpful. So I'm going to zoom to that frame, and I'm going to show you now how to insert something else. So if you're inserting a YouTube video, for instance, go to Insert YouTube. Now, I did not have one set up, so I'm going to just do, I always do Bozeman for our biology kids, so we're just going to get a copy it. I'm copying it, Control C. Let's stop it so it doesn't play. Control V, insert. Okay, now I can change it, size. I can move it around, etc. When I click play, or when I'm actually doing the present is up here. When you're all finished, you can present it. A couple other notes, saving it's over here. If you go to exit, it automatically saves it. Help, if you're looking for a specific topic. If you want to share the presentation, you can click share. Share on Facebook. You can download as a PDF, portable Prezi, and so forth. You can insert images. You can insert it by either typing the image. If you have a specific web address of an image, you can put it in here too, and it will open up a specific web page for you. If you just want something general, just type it in the search. Oh, and sorry, click and drag it over to where you want it to go. And resize it to fit your needs, and voila. If you want to insert symbols and shapes, you can. Now, one thing to note, I'm going to go back here. Actually, let's go back to the very front one. You'll notice that there's arrows. The arrows help guide the path. It shows you the direction. If you want to insert arrows between bubbles and show the path direction, that's a popular one. You're going to just draw the arrow. What's cool is when you draw an arrow, let me zoom in so you can see it a little bit. Click on the arrow. You can actually change it. Oh, move it. Move the whole thing. Okay, so you can play with it, change the color and so forth. Let's say you have a PowerPoint that you want to put in. Let's just go to this one. You can insert PowerPoints. Insert PowerPoint. Let's see, Shannon. Let me go to, I guess I had one there too. I could have done mutations. We're talking about mutations right now, so I knew I had one in there. They will pop up all the way on the right. There are going to be some issues with changing the typing over, at least the writing's there, but you're going to want to reformat it as you go in. Once they appear, you can insert them. Since I was in this slide, this is where they're going to go. I can either insert all of them, in which I click insert all, or what I can do is just pick a few. I just want 3 for right now. So I'm going to hit Control 1, and you notice they highlight in blue, 3. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click it to where I want it to go. See, it's in that blue frame. I'm going to click OK, and voila. Now look what happens when I zoom to that frame. I now have my 3 slides here. Okay, now what I want you to notice, I can still click, since it's a frame, they put them in the bracket frames automatically. Notice my writing is off. So what I will want to do is click on each, and you have to get it lined up just in the right spot. Sometimes you have to zoom out because you might be too close to grab it. Okay, I am going to want to move it over. I'm going to want to shrink it. And now I might want to add an image, but at least the writing's there and you don't have to start over from scratch, which is nice. Now, when you do this, I'm going to zoom out. Okay. Notice that after I am in, which bubble am I in right now? I am in number 10. Notice that the number 10 lines up with this one over here.